After becoming the hero of PvP Civilization, I was accidentally transported to an entirely different universe, one that was called Parkour Civilization, where the only goal was to survive. I needed to get back to PvP Civilization somehow, but the only way that was possible was to become the champion of Parkour Civilization. And I was just about to achieve that until...
Open up. Today's the last day you have to live.
Alright, time to die in PvP Civilization. Now, I know that sounds bad, but trust me, it's not as bad as you think. You see, I have the power to respawn, and long story short, every time I die, it lets other people in PvP Civilization survive.
You haven't died in a while. I thought you were supposed to be good at that.
This is my guard friend Teddy. He's usually pretty nice to me. Wait, what do you mean I haven't died in a while?
The only thing people need you to do is die. Yet you abandoned all of us because you couldn't even do that right?
What do you mean? I'm here right now, aren't I? That's what I'm gonna go do. Let's start saving lives.
Then let's start by saving mine.
Whoa, what are you doing? Wait, what are you talking about? Shields don't even need durability.
So you saved the lives of people you don't know, but you couldn't save mine? Pathetic.
What do you mean I couldn't save yours? What are you talking about? You're a shield, you don't... Wait, what did you just hit me with? Your shield, why did it sound like that? I've heard that before. Why have I heard that before? Whoa, where am I? What is going on? Wait, was I dreaming? I don't even remember what the dream was about, but things just feel weird. I'm in my room in PvP Civilization, but why does that feel wrong? I swear I was just somewhere else. How did I just get back here? Okay, this is really weird. I felt like I just woke up from a really long dream. Okay, I think things are coming back to me now. I'm thinking of parkour. Why am I thinking of parkour? I mean, I like parkour, so it's not that I shouldn't be thinking of parkour, but it felt like I was parkouring like everywhere. Wait, I was parkouring everywhere. Come on, what was that place called? Parkour Civilization. Oh, now it's coming back to me. Wait, did I become a parkour master? I forget what it was called, but I had gold boots. I don't know why that all felt so real, but well, now I'm in PvP Civilization, so I guess it was just some weird dream. That was the thought I convinced myself of as I walked back into my room. After all, why would I believe that there was an entire civilization surrounding parkour that I somehow teleported to? But that's when I saw the golden boots still on my feet. That entire dream wasn't a dream at all. I was in Parkour Civilization, so how did I get back? In all my years alive in Parkour Civilization, I've never been in a parkour stalemate before. I never considered the possibility that, well, you can attack someone with a parkour jump, but as long as they don't move, well, then they'll never take damage at all. Now, granted, this can't be a long-term solution for this guy since he has to move eventually, but this player knows he's been attacked with parkour, so if he's not gonna move, what is he waiting for? But at that moment, the player pulled out another weapon in his other hand. It was a netherite sword. My guess is that that's the sword that was just stolen. Now, the people from PvP Civilization didn't exactly fill me in on the importance of this sword, so I might be about to die. Wait, what? Just then, the player looked to his left and threw the sword on the ground. Once again, PvP knowledge is limited, but I thought you had to swing in the air with your sword to deal damage. But that's when I realized that throwing the sword on the ground wasn't his attack. He was giving the sword to someone. Someone I couldn't see. I could barely make out the particles, but someone was standing invisible next to this player. Okay, this could get confusing. I've never had to parkour battle someone while being in an existing parkour battle. And then what happens if I get attacked by PvP? What then? At that moment, the invisible player decided to answer for me and started building a parkour jump. Whoever this invisible player was definitely from Parkour Civilization. So why and how are they teamed up with someone from PvP Civilization? Also, what is this jump I'm looking at? It doesn't even look like a parkour. What the? Where did he just go? Within a second, the loud sound of an impact rang throughout the air, followed by the player in front of me completely disappearing. I got closer to the parkour jump that the invisible player built, and I realized that it wasn't just the player in front of me that disappeared. Both of them just vanished into thin air. Whatever this is, whatever that sound was, I don't know what I'm dealing with here, but part of me thinks that this is related to how I ended up in PvP Civilization. Alright, we are back with a video journal update. Now let's get into the obvious. How am I back in PvP Civilization? I have no clue. So, Parkour Civilization and all that stuff, that was real. Now I know what you're thinking, sure, I got teleported to an alternate dimension that's only filled with parkour. Yeah, I know it sounds unbelievable, but I'm wearing gold boots. I literally became a parkour master. Not to brag, but I actually almost became the champion until I died, which brings me to where we are now. I'm back in PvP Civilization. I don't know how, but thanks to my trusty respawn power, I'm guessing it somehow transcends space and time. So even though I died in Parkour Civilization, I somehow woke back up in PvP Civilization. Look, don't ask me how it works. I obviously don't know. But me being back in PvP Civilization isn't exactly a good thing. My friends Foray and Minitech are still stuck in Parkour Civilization as far as I'm concerned. So now it's like, what do I even do? Now I have to find a way back to the civilization that I wanted to get out of. This doesn't even make any sense. I don't even know if that's possible. It's not like if I die here, I'm gonna wake back up in Parkour Civilization. But then again, how exactly did I get to Parkour Civilization in the first place? Oh man, a lot of unanswered questions. But me being back in PvP Civilization isn't exactly a bad thing. If a ton of people from my civilization ended up in the parkour universe, I think it's safe to assume that parkour people came here. So if life hasn't fallen apart already in PvP Civilization, I think it's safe to say that I'll find an explanation for why the PvP and parkour universes are colliding. Alright, what a great video journal update. Now I'm gonna go down to the Diamond Sword level and hope that all war hasn't broken out and that all my progress to save the world hasn't been reverted. Okay, signing off. When I got down to the Diamond Sword level, nothing looked out of the ordinary, but that was until I saw my first player. I was expecting to see Wembu, Julie, or Tabby, but instead I saw just a player with gold boots.
No way! You came back already? Okay, I'll admit I tried testing the highest possible speed on you. I'm sorry!
What?
Hey, where'd your netherite boots go? Could be a side effect from the extremely high levels of speed I gave you. But why did they turn back to gold? I'm gonna have to write this down in my notes.
I'm sorry, forgive me for being confused. Who exactly are you?
This is worse than I thought. Okay, writing down memory loss as another side effect of extremely high levels of speed.
I am very lost right now.
Well, this is just perfect. The parkour god doesn't even remember who he is anymore, and it's all my fault. Hey, what's your name again?
Evbo?
So, which makes this one...
Thank you, Jumper, for the speed. Unfortunately, I did not catch the guy. I don't even know how to explain what just happened to him. He just disappeared. I was fighting him and then what the...
I'll just let you two catch up first.
Oh my... This is it. This is the moment my life has been leading to. Being face to face with an alternate version of myself? Oh man, this is crazy. What do I even ask him? He hasn't said a single word yet, so he's probably in the same state of analysis that I am, which is actually good for me because obviously I want to come off as cool, so I have some time to think before I say anything. Wait, is this even the Evbo from Parkour Civilization? The statue I saw of myself had diamond boots on, but this Evbo is wearing netherite boots. Okay, I guess we just have to accept the fact that we might be looking at a possibility of a third Evbo. Nope, that still is a statue of me. That was when I was the parkour champion. I'm the parkour god now. What in the world? He can read my mind? How was I supposed to account for that? You're speaking out loud. I don't know if you know that. It's okay though. I've been known to monologue myself sometimes. Okay, well, that's just perfect. You know what? I don't even care. I'm talking to myself. This is so cool. So I bet this is pretty weird for you to be seeing me, right? Wait. Is your name Evbo? Yeah, it is, and honestly, it doesn't surprise me. For whatever reason, our two universes, Parkour Civilization and PvP Civilization, are intertwined. And then, when I saw the, what is it called? Video journal you made? Well, that was when I knew another version of myself was out there, and we were bound to meet soon. Whoa, you just watched my video journal? Okay, this is crazy. You have to tell me which season you like better. Honestly, for me, it's kind of tough. I mean, season 1 was a little more grounded, a little more mysterious. Season 2, a lot more emotion, better song selection. I don't know, what do you think? I didn't watch chapters 1 and 2. I just watched your video journal from Parkour Civilization. Wait, you didn't watch chapter 1 or chapter 2, but you watched my video journal from Parkour Civilization? How did you even watch that journal anyways? How is that even possible? I mean, you can't blame me. I was told it was like 5 hours. And also, we're stuck in each other's universes. We kind of got to focus on that right now. I know, but you started at the very end of the journal. I'm not happy about it, but I guess it makes sense.
Evbo? Is that really you? How is this possible? I saw you in Parkour Civilization. How did you get back?
Oh man, Tabby, I'm glad you're okay. I honestly have no clue. I just died and woke up here.
Well, we might have just found something that could help us explain this situation. Also, Evbo, should I be concerned that there's now 2 of you?
I mean, I don't think so. Besides, what's wrong with more of me? I'm awesome.
I'm gonna let everyone here know now that when Evbo became the ruler of the world, he not only built a statue for himself, he built 2 statues for himself. So as long as this Evbo has even half the ego as mine, I think we'll get along just fine.
I don't have an ego, do I?
No, but you do talk way too much.
Okay, that's because I'm monologuing for the story. It's different. Meeting another version of yourself is crazy, but seeing the other version of yourself flying is another story. Tabby, why is Evbo flying?
Yeah, he's the so-called parkour god of his universe.
The other Evbo is a god?
Yeah, don't ask me how it works. It just does.
Okay, that's pretty crazy. Wait, but I'm still the cooler Evbo, right?
We're wasting time. We have 2 worlds to save.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Wait, Tabby? Wait, You didn't answer the question. The group assembled at the video journal headquarters. Hey, it took you a while to get here. You want me to teach you how to parkour so you can go faster? You know what? That is a tempting offer. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, that does sound really cool. Okay, I'll come back to that. For now, let's see what the parkour champion found in the video journal. The guy in the diamond boots, the parkour champion, said that there was something on my video journal that might explain why people are teleporting across universes. Obviously, I'm a little confused because, well, this is my journal. But you know me, I don't mind rewatching my old stuff.
Evbo, if you're saying this, you are not safe. Someone let Prince Sam out of prison. I saw him jump from his cell into lava, and right before he landed, he was hit by something and disappeared. I don't know if it was PvP or parkour, but there is someone out there with a weapon.
This is insane. Foray made a video journal? Okay, this is crazy. I don't think you guys from Parkour Civilization understand how huge this is. Foray does not speak. So obviously a huge takeaway from that video journal. And then let's get to the second thing. So Prince Sam was hit by an item and teleported back to PvP Civilization? That's strange because I was hit by something, but I died from it. I'm sure you can fill me in more. I don't really know how parkour damage works, but someone made a weird staircase thing and I guess I died from that. Also, there was that noise that keeps replaying in my head. I wonder if that's the noise Foray was talking about. Hold up, you said you died by a staircase, right? I think I just encountered the same thing earlier today. Follow me. I want to know if this is what you saw right before you died. I followed the parkour god and Tabby out into the desert where I saw a small structure in the distance. The parkour god was onto something. The small build right in front of me was exactly like the staircase I saw back in Parkour Civilization. The only difference is that this one was noticeably smaller. Wait, so you were in a parkour battle, I guess is what you call it, with Prince Sam, and someone invisible jumped off this tower and Prince Sam just disappeared? That's correct, and my theory now is Prince Sam is no longer in PvP Civilization. My thinking is that whoever this invisible player is has the power to transport players across our two universes. The problem is that we don't know who this invisible person is or what they look like. But don't worry, I think I have a solution on how we can find the identity of our invisible person. The parkour god thinks he saw something when Prince Sam was hit with the mysterious item. So now him and this person Jumper Who are trying to find a way to use parkour to rewatch his own memories. Okay, so you can hit me with the bed jump, but that would just put me to sleep, right?
Not unless my intentions are to put you in a dream state.
Okay, but how do we slow down the memory? It's gonna be too fast.
I suppose I could try and make a 4-block bed jump onto a honey block back onto a bed for a parkour combo to slow down the dream.
No, but a honey block inside the parkour combo would only slow down my physical speed inside of the dream.
What about cobwebs?
Jumper, you might be a genius. Okay, hit me with the 2-block cobweb neo between two beds. Bro, what am I listening to right now? It's hard to tell if the people from Parkour Civilization are just genuinely insane, but I did get hit by magical parkour damage before, so I guess this is just normal to them. I watched Jumper purposely attack the other version of myself with a Neo jump, whatever that is, and supposedly this is gonna put him to sleep where he can watch a slowed down version of his memory. Yeah, okay, I think it's safe to say I have no clue how parkour works. After the parkour damage was dealt, I was now in a dream state. If Jumper and I planned this correctly, this should be my memory, and it should be slowed down. However, this is experimental parkour, so anything could go wrong. But currently, this does seem like the moment when that player disappeared right in front of my eyes. So now, the question is, can I get a look at who our invisible player is? I couldn't make out who it was when they were standing on top of the staircase, but that wasn't the part when I thought I saw them. It was right at the moment of impact, right when this player was hit with that weapon. That's when I thought I saw something. All right, now I just gotta wait for impact and hope it's slow enough. That's the weapon. I saw it. But who is that?
At this rate, people will soon become aware of your presence. What are we gonna do?
There's no need to stay in the shadows any longer. The world is ready to meet the one who is going to free them.
I saw what you told me to look for. I had a life in this universe, and then Evbo became a god and killed me. This entire universe is proof of what will become of mine if we don't put an end to him. Will you be enough to stop 2 of him?
I'm the only one of my kind. I am the only player to be born between both PvP and parkour universes. I hold the weapon that serves as a reminder of my purpose. You see, the universe can feel, and the universe felt an imbalance of power. One player being allowed to rule over 2 civilizations was purely unjust. So, it summoned me to correct that imbalance of power. And to correct it, I need to destroy it.
Okay, let's get everyone caught up to speed here. So, our mysterious player has a weapon that when you get hit by it, it transports you between parkour and PvP civilization. Right, and I think what's also important is to note that we don't have a name for this weapon. So we're gonna need to come up with a name now, because if I'm gonna be referencing it in the video journal, you know what I mean? What did it look like again? Well, if I were to put it in parkour terms, I would say the handle was about a 3-4 block jump distance, and then it's like if you were jumping to a giant vertical box at the end of it. Okay, so that description gave us absolutely nothing. So it's like a giant club.
Wait. Why don't we call it the Mace?
Yeah, I mean, that sounds good to me. Alright, from here on out, the villain is the Mace. Okay, so now that we've given a cool name for this weapon, now we have to establish the motive. What does the Mace want? Then we have to think about origin. Where did the Mace come from? Then maybe we go into the...
Evbo, what's going on?